Marc Morial has lived a life of firsts. He was one of the first African-American students to attend Christian Brothers School in New Orleans, the first African-American page in the Louisiana State Senate, and when he was elected mayor in 1994, he was the youngest to reach the office in over 50 years. An accomplishment that may have come as a surprise to anyone who had not witnessed Marc's commitment and ambition from the time he was a young boy. A passionate athlete from an early age, Marc played basketball and football in New Orleans' recreational program, winning national championships in both as a 13-year-old and kicking a 47-yard field goal, the national record at the time, before going on to letter in both sports at Jesuit High School. His hard work extended beyond sports, working summer jobs, and at just 15 years old, opening his very first business, Mercury Janitorial Service, with 2 childhood friends. The second of 5 children and son of New Orleans' first African-American mayor, Dutch Morial, politics was in Marc's blood. He attended the University of Pennsylvania, then Georgetown Law School. While at Georgetown, he interned with Senator Russell Long and Congressman Mickey Leland. Following graduation from law school, while working as a young attorney, Marc and a group of up-and-coming civil rights activists pursued a campaign to establish a minority voting district for the Louisiana Supreme Court. His work on behalf of the poor and marginalized won him the recognition of his peers. And at 26, he was one of the youngest lawyers to ever successfully argue a case before the Louisiana Supreme Court. A rising star in politics, Marc would then turn his sights toward elected office, running for and winning a seat in the state Senate in 1992. 2 years later, he followed in his father's footsteps and was elected mayor of New Orleans in 1994. He wasted no time igniting a renaissance in New Orleans, which at the time was suffering a crime epidemic and slumping economy. The homicide rate, among the nation's highest, plummeted 38% during his first term. The Morial administration cracked down on corruption and abuse in the police department while increasing the number of officers on the street. But Marc Morial wasn't just a fighter for justice. He was a builder whose legacy is etched in some of New Orleans' most important landmarks and infrastructure. He oversaw the revitalization of Canal Street. He commissioned the expansion of the New Orleans Airport and its renaming as the Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. He oversaw much-needed upgrades at the convention center named for his father, invested $150 million into battered streets and facilities. He built parks and invested in the New Orleans Recreation Department where he spent his youth, created innovative partnerships with local banks and nonprofits that helped thousands become homeowners for the first time in their lives. And Morial led the effort to bring an NBA franchise to the city through the relocation of the Charlotte Hornets, now the New Orleans Pelicans. Marc Morial took a broken city and made it work again for everyone. And he continued his work after leaving office, becoming the president and CEO of the National Urban League, the nation's largest historic civil rights and urban advocacy organization. He was honored as one of the 100 most influential Black leaders in America by Ebony magazine and inducted into the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Marc Morial.